Some people will disagree with me here, but there are two trains of thought. Go until they give you an opportunity. Squeaky wheel gets the oil, or whatever Shakespeare said. 3 times and take a hint. They aren't interested. But there is a secret third option. And here are the 5 do's and don'ts of reaching out to a pro wrestling promoter. Want to be a pro wrestler? Me too. My name is Nikki Heat and I am the host of this YouTube channel. And the purpose of these channels is to change the way we teach the art of pro wrestling. Since the inception of pro wrestling, knowledge has been hidden behind what is known as kayfabe. It's the 21st century, and the hat is kind of out of the bag. It's time to change the status quo of the inner workings of pro wrestling. My goal is to share what knowledge I have learned over my 3.5 years prior to COVID, of course. I've only worked once in the last year. I am the 4th graduate from the Academy School of Professional Wrestling, based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, where the head trainers are Ken Anderson and Sean Navari. The first do is be professional. If you know how to type with proper grammar, it goes a long way. No one wants a dummy on their roster. The second do is be in shape. Want to be a professional wrestler? Look like one. They already have a Kevin Owens. There's only been one Yokozuna, and even Big Show has abs. Number 3, do have a resume. I'm actually going to look forward to making another video about that. Number 4, do your research. If they're a hardcore promotion and you don't do hardcore stuff, would you really be a good fit? And here's a little bit of extra. Do know when their next event is, how often they run, who they usually book. And in my experience, if you know someone on the roster, ask them to put in a word for you. Not someone you met once or someone that you may have heard of. It has to be someone you actually know, or you've at least worked with them. And the 5th do is be willing to come early and stay late. If they book you, no one wants to book the superstar that comes at bell time and leaves after their match. You ain't nobody yet. And here are the 5 don'ts of reaching out to a promoter. Don't message them, "Hey brother, do you have any bookings for me?" Think of this introductory message as if you were applying for a job. Number 2, don't send them a highlight reel, at least unless they ask for it. Promoters don't care if you can do cool moves, they want to know if you can tell a story, as well as if you have fundamentals. If you don't know what fundamentals are, you're not a pro wrestler. In case you're curious, it's more so about footwork, your holds not having any sunlight between them is what we call it, your pacing of your matches, as well as your psychology. This third one is really important for long-term success. Don't be willing to work for free. You aren't looking for a handout. This is a business relationship. If you say you'll work for free, then the promoter will wonder why they should book someone who isn't booked on another event the same day and is willing to work for free. Number 4, don't get discouraged if they don't respond. Promoters get hundreds of messages a week. So either you don't stand out enough, or they just missed it. Number 5, don't reach out to promoters. Seriously, don't even bother. Go buy a ticket and be a guest at their event, and if you can, introduce yourself to them. Having a resume should help, but since it's an event day, the promoter has 1,000 things running in their head. Is someone late? Is someone not coming? Is the music running properly? With COVID, this has added even more concerns, but if you have your resume printed out, in my opinion at least, you have a fair chance they put it in their pocket and find it after the event is over. But don't feel bad if they lose it. Can't win them all, sir. Some people will disagree with me here, but there are two trains of thought. Go until they give you an opportunity. Squeaky wheel gets the oil, or whatever Shakespeare said. 3 times and take a hint. They aren't interested. But there is a secret third option. Reach out to them after the 3rd time you've helped out with the promotion and ask if they're willing to use you, or if you're wasting your time. This is a good opportunity to ask for constructive criticism, sometimes at the skill level, poorly fitting gear, no gimmick. Please, dear God, stop being just a wrestler. You don't offer anything unique, or even not enough people vouch for you. Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. Networking isn't just accumulating likes and followers on Twitter. I've recently begun listing my scripts, if you will, for these YouTube videos on Reddit, and I've gotten a lot of really good responses on there, and this is probably how some of you actually know me. I just hit 50 followers today after not posting a video in about 2 months, and for that I apologize, but I'm really excited and I have plenty of scripts ready on Reddit, and I have some written out here, and I'm making my slides now. I'm wanting to change the format of this just slightly, just because I think it might be more interesting to do this more of like an academic standpoint, and in that it'll be presented more as a study or a class, as opposed to some guy with memes and gifs of stuff. It's not that I won't include that stuff, but I think that if we can start to put this in a mindset of making an academic, it'll start to be taken more seriously, and then we'll have people taking better notes. Because I know for me personally, I like to learn with taking notes, and that's how I learn, is through the repetition of that, as well as through the action of actually performing. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on any social media at isthisnickyheat. Usually it's all one word. If you can't find that, then you're not trying hard enough, or you can just message me through this. If you are curious about how pro wrestlers can put together matches, there's a link above, and there should be one at the end. Thank you for your support. I look forward to growing together, and I'll see you guys in the heat.